Hello Quizheads, welcome to Takeaway Trivia edition number 170. I'm Leon, your pub quizmaster from Hereford UK, bringing you another 4 rounds of bar trivia direct to your ears. Hope you've had a great week. It's been really good here. In my real world job, I work in education, and at the end of every academic year, we hold a summer show to celebrate the students' work. Obviously, there was a few years where we couldn't do that. Thank you, pandemic. But it's back with a bang this year, and it just feels so good. We have loads of guests on campus touring and looking at the students' work, and they give us really good feedback. The students have that pride in their work. And I just wanted to share those positive vibes, really, and hope whatever you're up to has been equally as positive. And let's keep those good vibes flowing with a few shout-outs. Hello to Thomas James, who says, "Hello, Leon. Just reaching out as my father and I both love your trivia. We listen to your episodes when in the sauna, which makes our sessions a bit more bearable in the 85-degree heat. Would love it if you could give my dad a shout-out in your next episode. His nickname is Pigman. Weird, I know, but it would make his day." Okay, great. Pigman. Hello. I feel awful calling someone's dad Pigman. Hello, Pigman. I hope you're having a great time in the sauna. And Thomas, thank you for writing in. Is that the weirdest place anyone's listened to the podcast, Mark? Yeah, I think so. Weird, but great. Ronan has written in saying, "Stumbled across your podcast and I now listen every week to help me through the Monday blues. I recently finished watching Ted Lasso and your voice reminds me of Higgins. I've never seen Ted Lasso. I hope that's a good comparison. Was wondering if I could have a shout out for my new fiancée, Cara. We got engaged on the 4th of June after 8 years together, and I can't wait to start all the planning, especially the stag do." So, first of all, congratulations, Cara. You've bagged yourself a quiz head. So, straight away, you're winning. You've obviously got a good guy there. Good luck. Congratulations. I hope it all goes well. Ronan continues saying, "Would love it if you could have a Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul round or even a 1-second music guessing game." I'm sure I did do a music round many, many moons ago before I started copying it across to YouTube, where it would only attract copyright strikes. But go and check it out. But it is something I will consider in the future. Thank you. That's from Ronan in Ireland and fiancée Cara. Good luck. Aaron Thompson's been on saying, "Hi Leon, me and my girlfriend Emily listen to your podcast all the time and was wondering if you could give us a shout out on the podcast. We're from a village in West Wales called Tavernspite." I know Tavernspite. The Alpha Inn pub is in Tavernspite, if I remember rightly. She loves the podcast, listens to the new one every Monday, and now we've started to go all the way back to number 1, challenging ourselves to do them all. Aaron, thank you for taking the time to write. Good luck to you both, Aaron and Emily, tackling every edition of Takeaway Trivia. Good stuff. Finally, this week, hello to Maya. I say Maya, it's probably Mia, actually. I know 2 people that spell their name M-I-A. One pronounces it Maya, the other pronounces it Mia. So I'm always anxious that I'm pronouncing it right whenever I meet another Mia. But anyway, Mia Overfield, hello to you. It's my boyfriend Sam's birthday this week, and I would love for you to give him a surprise shout out. Sam, happy birthday. We're currently touring the UK and Ireland in the cast of Demon Dentist, and your quizzes are our favourite thing to listen to whilst passing time travelling from venue to venue. So a big thank you. That's best wishes from Mia and Sam, who doesn't know I'm writing this. So Mia and Sam, safe travels. Sam, happy birthday. And if you want to catch Mia in action, Demon Dentist, it's a live performance of the David Walliams book. And I've just had a quick Google. The next venue is Birmingham, the Alexandra in Birmingham from Wednesday the 28th of June. It's also popping up in Sunderland on Thursday the 13th of July. There you go. Go and support Mia and Sam. Good luck. Okay, it's been a while. It's been quite a while, I'm proud to say, but let's dust this off, shall we?
Correction section.
Oh, welcome back, correction section. So yeah, last week, major out-of-date information. I asked a question about the LA Raiders, an American football team, but my data was very out of date because they haven't been the LA Raiders since 1994. They've moved. They're now based in Nevada, in Las Vegas, which of course makes them the Las Vegas Raiders. So hello to Simon Taylor, who wrote in to say, "I've just listened to your quiz. In the final fling, you said the LA Raiders were an American football team. However, they are the Las Vegas Raiders, previously known as the Oakland Raiders. The Los Angeles teams are now the Rams and the Chargers." There we go. Simon, thank you for pointing that out. Also, hello to Ryan Mack, who got in touch to point that one out as well. I consider myself corrected. Let's get on with this week's edition. Coming up, the final fling, we'll be playing Clued Up. I've got a round of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for you. And of course, we start with general knowledge. Good luck. Round number 1 of Takeaway Trivia this week is general knowledge. Like every week, we always start with a mixed bag of potluck trivia. 10 questions then. No cheating, put your phones away. And question number 1. What use does Glastonbury's famous pyramid stage serve when the festival isn't on? Question number 1. What use does Glastonbury's famous pyramid stage serve when the festival isn't on? Number 2. Which gas makes up most of the atmosphere on Mars? Question number 2. Which gas makes up most of the atmosphere on Mars? Question number 3. How many players are there in a netball team? Number 3. How many players are there in a netball team? Question 4. Who replaced Charlie Sheen on the comedy show 2.5 Men? Question number 4. Who replaced Charlie Sheen on the sitcom 2.5 Men? Number 5. Who succeeded Queen Victoria on the throne? Question number 5. Who succeeded Queen Victoria on the throne? Number 6. Margot Robbie made her name acting in which Australian soap? Question number 6. Margot Robbie made her name acting in which Australian soap? Number 7. How many people are in a musical quintet? Question number 7. How many people are there in a musical quintet? Number 8. Maoris were the first settlers in which country? Question number 8. Maoris were the first settlers in which country? Number 9. Which superstar did film producer Guy Ritchie marry in the year 2000? Question number 9. Which superstar did film producer Guy Ritchie marry in the year 2000? And number 10. Other than oil, what is the main ingredient of mayonnaise? Question number 10. Other than oil, what is the main ingredient of mayonnaise? There you have it, your 10 for starters. Eager for the answers? They'll be along in just a few minutes' time. First of all, let's have the questions for round number 2. So we move on to round number 2, where question number 1 is worth 5 points. Question number 2 is for 4 points. 3 is for 3 points. Question 4 is worth 2 points, meaning question 5 is worth just 1 point. That's why I call it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And question number 1 this week. 50 clubs have competed since the inception of the UK's Premier Football League in 1992. Only 7 have won the title. Can you name 5 of them? So question number 1. 50 clubs have competed since the inception of football's Premier League here in the UK in 1992. Only 7 have won the title. Can you name 5 of them? Question number 2. Which 4 European capital cities does the river Danube flow through? Number 2. Which 4 European capital cities does the river Danube flow through? Number 3. In The Lord of the Rings, what are the names of the 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky? Ooh. Question number 3. In Lord of the Rings, what are the names of the 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky? There's 3 rings. You got the 1 ring, which is the most powerful ring of all. Then under that, there's 3 rings. There are other rings as well. But the second 3 most powerful rings, what are they called? I'm believe Gandalf had one of them. I'm not a Lord of the Rings expert, I'm afraid. Question number 4. In Horrid Henry, whose baby is vomiting Vera? So question number 4. In Horrid Henry, who are the parents of vomiting Vera? Question number 5. False or true? While in office, President Trump fired the White House's kitchen manager and replaced her with his son's wedding caterer. Is that false or true? It's number 5. False or true? While in office, President Trump fired the White House's kitchen manager and replaced her with his son's wedding caterer. So that round is worth 15 points. If you want to just pause and make sure you've got 5 answers for that first question and 4 answers for the second, feel free to do that. However, I'm going to move on now with the answers to general knowledge. Number 1. What use does Glastonbury's famous pyramid stage serve when the festival isn't on? It's a cowshed. Did Alien Ant Farm ever play Glastonbury? Or the Foals? That would have fitted in quite well. Number 2. Which gas makes up most of the atmosphere on Mars? Carbon dioxide, 95%. Number 3. How many players are there in a netball team? 7. Number 4. Who replaced Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men? Ashton Kutcher. Number 5. Who succeeded Queen Victoria on the throne? That was Edward VII. Number 6. Margot Robbie made her name acting in which Australian soap opera? Neighbours. A lot of big names came out of Neighbours. Obviously Kylie, Jason. Russell Crowe, didn't he start on Neighbours as well? Number 7. How many people are in a musical quintet? 5. Number 8. Maoris were the first settlers in which country? New Zealand. Number 9. Which superstar did film producer Guy Ritchie marry in the year 2000? Madonna. And number 10. Other than oil, what is the main ingredient of mayonnaise? It's egg. Total up your scores, and let's move on to round 3. For this round then, it's time to play Clued Up. I'm going to give you 5 clues to the identity of a mystery celebrity, and you have to work out who they are as soon as you can. Clue number 1 is worth 10 points, clue 2 is worth 8 points, and we keep playing until clue number 5, which is worth just 2 points. So obviously, if you get the celebrity right on clue number 1, you win yourself 10 points, and so on. This round relies on you being honest about when you've truly identified the celebrity, and if you pretend you got it right on clue number 1 when you didn't, you're only cheating yourself. So let's move on then to clue number 1 for 10 points. I was born in Boca Raton in Florida. My parents are Joan and Edward Butera, a graphic design firm owner in Boca Raton. My name was inspired by a princess from Felix the Cat, the movie. Who am I? And I really hope I'm pronouncing Boca Raton correctly. Sorry, Floridians, if I'm not. So clue number 1 again. I was born in Boca Raton in Florida. My parents are Joan and Edward Butera, a graphic design firm owner in Boca Raton. My name was inspired by a princess from Felix the Cat, the movie. Who am I? Have you guessed it yet? If you have, you've won yourself 10 points. If not, don't worry, here comes the 8-point clue. By age 13, after singing on a cruise ship, I became serious about pursuing a music career. I was cast in the supporting role of cheerleader Charlotte in the musical 13 on Broadway, for which I won a National Youth Theatre Association award. Who am I? Clue number 2 again, worth 8 points. By the age of 13, after singing on a cruise ship, I became serious about pursuing a musical career. I was cast in the supporting role of cheerleader Charlotte in the musical 13 on Broadway, for which I won a National Youth Theatre Association award. Who am I? Tricky one so far, don't worry. If you haven't got it yet, here comes clue number 3 for 6 points. I became a teen icon when I was cast in the Nickelodeon series Victorious. I went on to star in its spin-off, Sam and Cat, before releasing my debut solo album, Yours Truly, in 2013. For 6 points, I became a teen icon when I was cast in the Nickelodeon series Victorious. I went on to star in its spin-off, Sam and Cat, before releasing my debut solo album, Yours Truly, in 2013. Who am I? Clue number 4 for 4 points. I've had huge success with further albums, including Thank You Next and Positions. And I've developed a Hollywood career with appearances in Zoolander 2 and Men in Black International. I'm currently filming a starring role as Glinda the Good in a film adaptation of the musical Wicked. Who am I? Clue number 4 for 4 points. I've had huge success with further albums, including Thank You Next and Positions. And I've developed a Hollywood career with appearances in Zoolander 2 and Men in Black International. I'm currently filming a starring role as Glinda the Good in a film adaptation of the musical Wicked. Who am I? Finally then, for 2 points, here's your 5th clue. I received much praise for my grace and strength in organising, hosting and performing at the One Love Manchester concert, which was a response to a terrorist attack on my Dangerous Woman tour. Who am I? Clue number 5, worth 2 points. I received much praise for my grace and strength in organising, hosting and performing at the One Love Manchester concert, which was a response to a terrorist attack on my Dangerous Woman world tour. Who am I? There you go. That's the 5 clues to the identity of a mystery celebrity. But who is it? While you work that out, let's have the answers to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Question number 1. 50 clubs have competed since the inception of the Premier League in 1992. Only 7 have won the title. Could you name 5 of them? You could have had Manchester United, who have won 13 times. The current champions, Manchester City, who've won 7 times. There's Chelsea with 5 victories, Arsenal with 3, and Liverpool, Blackburn Rovers and Leicester City have each won once. Clue number 2, I'm going back to Clued Up, aren't I? Question number 2, which 4 European capital cities does the River Danube flow through? Vienna, Bratislava, Budapest and Belgrade. Question number 3, in Lord of the Rings, what are the names of the 3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky? So there's 3 rings, they each represent elements, so fire, water and air. The fire ring is Narya, the water ring is Nenya, and the air ring is Vilya. Number 4, in Horrid Henry, what are the names of the parents of Vomiting Vera? Pimply Paul and Prissy Polly. And number 5, false or true, did President Trump fire the White House kitchen manager to replace them with his son's wedding caterer? That is false. There you go. He just went to McDonald's, didn't he? Wasn't that the famous incident when a basketball or baseball team visited the White House and he just bought a load of burgers from a local fast food restaurant? That's bonkers, isn't it? You'd expect a luscious White House banquet, wouldn't you? Not just a Happy Meal or 2. Bless him. Right, how did you do on Clued Up? We had 5 clues to the identity of a mystery celebrity. They were born in Florida, serious about pursuing a music career. They've won awards for their performances on Broadway. Starred in Sam and Cat and Victorious on Nickelodeon. They've had albums including Thank You Next and Positions. And tragically, one of their tours suffered a terrorist attack, the one in Manchester. Awful incident. But she responded with grace and dignity and arranged the One Love Manchester concert to bring the city back together and promote peace. Who is it? Ariana Grande. Well done, if you got it right. There you go, that's most of Takeaway Trivia done and dusted this week, but there's just one round looming, and it is the final fling. Are you ready? Here it comes. So here it is then, the final round for this week. 15 questions of potluck trivia, slightly trickier this time. It's the final fling. Number 1, the Wisden Almanac covers which sport? Question number 1, the annual Wisdom Almanac covers which sport? I don't think it's the one Biff tried to steal in Back to the Future. And number 2, which music instrument is found on Ireland's coat of arms? Number 2, which musical instrument is found on Ireland's coat of arms? Question number 3, what was the name of Australian television's famous crocodile hunter? He sadly passed away. And I think a stingray stabbed him. Is that right? Question number 3. What was the name of Australia's infamous television crocodile hunter? Number 4. On an Ordnance Survey map, what does the letters FM stand for? It tends to be a capital F and lowercase m. Are Ordnance Survey maps an international thing? I genuinely don't know. Or are they unique to Britain? But they're maps that hikers often use. So number 4, on an Ordnance Survey map, what does FM stand for? All I remember about Ordnance Survey maps is spending lots of geography lessons at high school looking at them. Number 5, La Paz is an administrative capital of which South American country? Question number 5, La Paz is the administrative capital of which South American country? Number 6, international listeners. Again, I'm not sure how travelled the game of bingo is, or if it's a uniquely British thing. But in the game of bingo, Get Up and Run represents which number? A good friend of mine, Ian, is a bingo caller for Bingo Lingo, which is a massive club night here in the UK. So it's bingo, but with a mad, crazy club atmosphere. And he'd know all the bingo calls. I think he does ruder versions. But number 6, in a game of bingo, Get Up and Run represents which number? Number 7, what is Canada's highest mountain? So number 7, what is Canada's highest mountain? Number 8, in which European city are the headquarters of the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency? So number 8, which European city are the headquarters of the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency? And number 9, Adolf Addy Dassler was the founder of which sportswear and equipment company? He didn't sort of publicly promote the fact that his first name was Adolf. So number 9, Adolf Addy Dassler was the founder of which sportswear or equipment company? Number 10, the medical condition aphonia is the inability to do what? So number 10, the medical condition aphonia is the inability to do what? Number 11, which major war took place between 1950 and 1953? Number 11, which major war took place between 1950 and 1953? Number 12, pak choi is the Chinese variety of which vegetable? So number 12, pak choi is a Chinese variety of which vegetable? Question number 13, it was the name of a hit song a few years ago, but what does Despacito mean? Number 13, it was the name of a hit song a few years ago, but what does the name Despacito, or the word even Despacito, mean? I think it was made famous by Louis Fonsi, if I remember rightly. Number 14, George Cowling presented the first what on British television in 1954? Something the British are famously obsessed with. What is it? Number 14, George Cowling presented the first what on British television in 1954? And number 15, in which year did food rationing begin in Britain? We're talking World War II here. Number 15, in which year did food rationing begin because of World War II in Britain? There you go. There's your 15 questions on the final fling. A tricky bunch this week. Feel free to pause the podcast if you're still pondering your answers. But if you're ready, here they come. Okay then, the answers to the final fling. Number 1, the Wisden Almanac covers which sport? It's cricket. Number 2, which music instrument is found on Ireland's coat of arms, a harp? 3, what is the name of Australian television's infamous crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin? What a legend. Number 4, on an Ordnance Survey map, what does FM stand for? Farm. 5, La Paz is the administrative capital of which South American country? Bolivia. 6, in the game of bingo, Get Up and Run represents which number? Get Up and Run? It's 31. And if you're heading to Bingo Lingo at the Depot in Cardiff, say hello to Ian the DJ for me. I've actually written a few pub quizzes for the Depot as well. At number 7, what is Canada's highest mountain? That's Mount Logan. Number 8, in which European city are the headquarters of the IAEA? That's the International Atomic Energy Agency. You can find them in Vienna. Number 9, Adolf Dassler, or Adi Dassler, was the founder of which sportswear company? Adidas or Adidas. Number 10, the medical condition aphonia is the inability to do what? Speak. Number 11, which major war took place between 1950 and 1953? The Korean War. Number 12, pak choi is a Chinese variety of which vegetable? Cabbage. Number 13, there was a hit song called Despacito a few years ago. What does Despacito mean? It's slowly. 14, George Cowling presented the first what on British television in 1954? The first weather forecast. And number 15, in which year did food rationing begin in the UK? That was in 1940. There you go, that's this week's takeaway trivia complete. Hope you've secured victory or your personal best. If not, don't worry, there are plenty editions in the archive for you to test your brain against, and I'll have another edition of Takeaway Trivia dropping for you next week. Don't forget to follow us wherever you grab your podcast from, so it gets delivered straight to your device. I'll leave you with one final tat fact. Did you know that all bran, the breakfast cereal, is only about 87% bran? So not quite all. Have a great week, have a safe week, and we'll quiz again soon. Take care. Hope you enjoyed playing this week's Takeaway Trivia. Don't forget, we're now available wherever you get your podcasts. So please subscribe, rate and review to help this podcast grow. Also, if there's anything you'd like to be tested on, any subjects you'd like to hear in the quiz, please get in touch. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/takeawaytrivia or on Twitter at BarWars. Speak to you soon. The intro music is There It Is by Kevin MacLeod, available from incomputech.filmmusic.io, licensed by creativecommons.org.